What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles.com, and I am test driving a 2013, I think, Honda Saber. And this is kind of like the new generation of power cruiser bikes coming from Honda. Very similar to the State Line and the Interstate. I'm not really sure what's different, but it's very similar. It's got that little raked out front end. It's got that stretched tank. It's also very like chopper-esque. A great way to be on a cool looking bike if you're into this style of thing, but also for a really affordable price. And it's not going to cost you that much to maintain it. It's going to be reliable, and it's going to work. Guys, words of wisdom. Psalm 37:4, delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your hearts. Now that's a pretty tough theological passage, because a lot of people thinking, oh, the desires of my heart, that means he's going to give me all like the beautiful women and all and on a Ferrari and all this stuff. Well, God's also going to change what your desires are to be more in line with his desires, to be desiring good things like his will. So, how cool do I look like on this bike? It's actually a pretty comfortable ride. It handles good. I mean, it's the cool styling that you would get in the uniqueness of a chopper bike, but all the good things from a manufactured bike. You can get parts for it. It's smooth. It idles well. It's actually water cooled. It's not going to overheat in the heat. It's not going to overheat in the heat. It's pretty comfortable. It's very when it comes to the ergonomics and the sitting position, it kind of reminds me of like a V-Rod. Another bike that's also very similar to this would be the Yamaha Striker, which I think the Honda is a smoother bike than the Yamaha Striker. I mean, I like the Striker. The Striker's a real powerhouse, and I know a lot of people like it too. The Raider. Yeah, the Raider shaft drive, is it? I forget. The Raider's going to be a little more powerful than this. And this is also kind of like the Raider. I'm going to show you guys what this old Saber's got. It moves pretty well for a cruiser bike. It's got a good sound to it. It's got a very nice, deep, low sound, but it's also not obnoxious. You could actually have this you may be able to ride this bike in a gated community, and people be like, yo, that guy is cool, but then you can sneak out without people being like, I'm kicking that guy, I'm gonna make sure that guy gets kicked out of the HOA or whatever, however that works. The black and chrome is classic. It's definitely a classic look, the last one we had. Yo, you know what else this is like? This is similar to the Fury, but just not as aggressive, a little more toned down, not as much chopper-ish, you know what I mean? A little more like the Fury for the regular people, for the sane people. But you get that really smooth and gentle everything that you expect from a Honda. You twist that throttle, it goes. It doesn't like, you don't feel like the gearbox jamming in the gear or anything like that. It's all nice and smooth, and it's very refined. I think refined is the word I'm looking for. And unlike the sport bikes, you actually have a good time doing the speed limit. You're kicking back, you're doing the speed limit, you're looking at the beautiful earth, you're looking at God's beautiful creation, you're just enjoying life. You don't have to be going super fast to have a good time. But if you want to have a good time and you want to go super fast, you got the power. It even handles good. I mean, I was just taking that turn at the speed limit, and it just felt great. I just it felt really, really good. How big's this back tire, you think, Caleb? It's probably like a 190, maybe something like around that. The bike's straight, never been down. If I recall right, I think this is a 1300cc. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to do any research on this bike. I've had one more of these before. I think it's real sharp looking. When every bike looks like something different nowadays, you roll up on something like this, if you take away that, does it say Honda on it anywhere on the bike? I think they kind of purposely did that. It doesn't, there's no giant like Honda badge, Honda.com badge or anything like that. And I think they wanted people to ride this bike and have people wonder, be like, what is that? And then they ask you, like, what is that? And you go, it's a Honda. Like, that's a Honda? It don't look like no gold wing to me. Yeah, just tell them it's a big dog. Tell them. Although, I'll be honest with you, I would rather have a Honda than a big dog. I would rather have a Honda than any one of those obscure chopper companies. Because when it comes to getting parts or fixing them, it's insane. You get a chip in the paint. You have to, like, ask, like, a favor of the president to find out what the paint code is. You know? Taking a right here. And it handles great. I mean, even with that rake in the front end, I mean, it just handles very well. Pretty comfortable. It's just like, this would be like the modern day, like, Easy Rider. You rocking on something like this, you're crushing the highway speeds. It's got, I bet my lights have been on forever. It's got, yeah. It's got tons of power. I got no complaints. When these things came out, I think they were like 16,000 bucks. They were in like the low to mid-teens. They weren't cheap bikes. This is what the import manufacturers call big iron. It's a big cruiser bike, and a lot of times they didn't sell very well when they were brand new, and they discounted the price. But now they're a killer value. Like, you're like, wow, are you serious? I could buy a 1985 broken down Sportster, or I could buy a 2013 Honda Saber with no miles on it. Yeah, it's very comfortable. Alright guys, I wrapped up the test drive for the 2013, I think, Honda Shadow Saber. No, it's not a Shadow. I'm sorry. Honda Saber. They used to be, the Saber and the Shadow used to be in the same thing. It used to be a Honda Shadow Saber, but then they dropped that. And now it's just a Saber. Saber tooth. But alright guys, that wraps up the video. This bike's a great bike, it's not gonna last long. And remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. We'll see you guys later.